session today, and I also take this opportunity to welcome the eminent dignitaries who have come to participate in this session. First of all, I take the privilege of welcoming Honorable Mr. Justice Akopobi Gamato, President, Supreme Court, Togo. So we welcome you. Please come up on the stage. He is the chairperson for the session today. I also take this opportunity to welcome Honorable Mr. Justice Terry Ogubi, Judge High Court of Justice, Benin. Please come. There are other two judges also who are yet to come and join us. Shall I ask him whether we can begin the session or not, or we have to wait for them?
There would be 3 more dignitaries.
Two more. Only 2 more are going to come.
And one is not coming.
Yeah, the other 2 are not coming. 2 and 5 will come.
2 and 5 will come. Okay.
The other 2 are not coming.
Okay.
Wait for. We are also very pleased to welcome Honorable Justice Honorable Mr. Justice Carlos Alexander Bocher, Judge, State Law Court, Sao Paulo, Brazil. We are welcoming you, sir. Thank you very much for being here with us today. Thank you. Children, to begin with, the topic for today, that is this session in parallel session 1, we have the topic of creating a culture of unity and peace. I don't have to explain you the topic because you all know that very much about this topic, which we all discuss every day in our school system. So I don't have to explain you anything about the topic. Okay. So I'll be just talking to you about the subheads also. Before that, I take the privilege of welcoming Honorable Miss Justice Calabria Consueta Grillo, Judge Court of Rego, Italy. Welcome you, ma'am, for being here with us today. So we have here 4 eminent dignitaries on the dais, and they'll be discussing the topic with you all. And regarding the topic, as I told you earlier, the subheads of discussion for today's topic, that is peace education and cross-cultural understanding. Peace education, you know that very well what you mean by peace education. Peace does not mean no war. We have to establish peace in our own countries by avoiding all sorts of communal riots, living in like people living together, those who are following various religions. They should all live together in peace and harmony. That is also a kind of peace we should develop in our country, so that we can expect peace in the world. And cross-cultural understanding, respecting the cultures of others, understanding the cultures of other countries and our own country, and living in peace with everybody. That is also a very important topic I would like to discuss today. And unity and coexistence of religions, and also interfaith dialogue. Unity and coexistence of religion. In India alone, if I take the example of our own country, in our country itself we have got so many religions prevailing, and we all live in peace and harmony. Though we do have certain disputes on certain things, but still, if you look into the majority, the number of religions that are followed in our country, you see the all religion prayer presented by our various branches whenever you get an opportunity. So many religions are followed in our country, but still we maintain peace and harmony. So, unity and coexistence of religions and interfaith dialogue. Role of civic societies, media and education. What role is being played by education in changing the attitudes of the people, changing the mindset of the people? The education plays a very important role in maintaining peace and harmony and unity in any nation. So education is very, very, very important. Along with that, media also plays a very important role. If at all you had the opportunity to listen to the media person who conducted the session on the very first day, what they shared with us, what is happening around the world, and what is the role of the students, how we can bring about a change in the society. To bring about a change in the society, first we have to change our own mindset. They were quoting the example of what is happening in various families in our country, how even now there are certain things that are happening in our country which need to be changed. So one of the media person was sharing that in any family, when a newborn is born, and if it is a boy, there is a lot of celebration in the family. But if it is a girl, they don't encourage that much. Even this is happening in many parts of our own country too. They were talking about gender equality. So the media was quoting all these examples, and we have to change the...
Tel que un jour, il faut que des étudiants de l'Inde aillent séjourner dans un collège ou dans une université du Pakistan et vice versa.
And I would like to see a day when a student of India goes to the University of Pakistan to read, and same the vice versa.
Que en Grande-Bretagne, des protestants étudiants aillent du côté des catholiques étudiants également.
And a Protestant student, and same, oui, monsieur?
C'est la base de cette unité que nous recherchons. Le contact entre les jeunes pour que nos enfants ne sentent pas une différence entre eux sur la base de la religion.
And thus it's a point that if we today doesn't believe, if we doesn't believe in the different type of religions, the same will be the result of our children who will not have the mentality of believing in the different type of religions.
Au Bénin, dans mon pays, il y a des échanges, mais actuellement c'est beaucoup plus entre des écoles et les différentes communes, où des écoles, des étudiants quittent la France pour le Bénin, des étudiants quittent le Bénin pour la France, rien que pour se partager dans les familles, pour voir comment on vit, comment on travaille. Ça permet aux jeunes de ne pas voir de différence entre eux.
In the first country, which is Benin, there are students who goes to France for the further studies, and there are some students who comes to Benin for the further studies. And when they see the culture of the different countries, when they see the different culture of the respective countries, they are very pleased.
Toujours dans le cadre de cette unité, si un jour, et là-dessus, lorsque j'ai parcouru un peu la vie du Mahatma Gandhi, sa vie en Afrique du Sud, il y a toujours une époque que les gens oublient. Lorsque, construisant un chantier, un ashram, je crois. Il avait dedans des Sikhs, des hindous, des chrétiens catholiques, des chrétiens protestants. Il avait des noirs, des arabes, des asiatiques, tout un ensemble qu'il gérait en Afrique du Sud.
If we take the case of Mahatma Gandhi, who was doing his law in South Africa, he left the South Africa to come to India, and in his heart he was having the idea of Muslim. He wasn't having the idea of Muslim, Hindu, Sikh, Catholic, Protestant. He was having just the idea that there is only one human.
Il y avait aussi des Juifs et des Arabes.
And there was also the Arabs and the Jews.
J'insiste sur ça parce que c'est la guerre israélo-arabe entre les Israéliens et les Arabes sur un fondement de religion.
He said because there is also a war between the Jews and the Arab.
Alors, si un jour nos législations, à travers les différents États, on peut imposer que dans une société, chez nous, nous avons des chrétiens catholiques, des chrétiens protestants, des musulmans, on a les vaudous au Bénin. Il faut que tout le monde puisse se retrouver et travailler ensemble. Et ça, lorsqu'on étudie ensemble, vaudou, dans mon pays, chrétiens catholiques, chrétiens protestants, musulmans, juifs, arabes, tout ce qu'on veut, ça peut aboutir à un monde de paix.
If we take the case of the Protestants, Catholics, Muslims, Jews, so we can say that a day, we want to see a day when these all things, the conflicts between the two communities will be over.
Donc je prie tous ces jeunes que je vois devant moi d'être vigilants au cours de leurs études. Vigilants à cause des manipulations politiques. Vigilants à cause des manipulations économiques. Vigilants à cause d'autres manipulations d'argent. Et il ne faut pas qu'on se serve d'eux pour se servir de la religion pour tuer l'autre, qui est son frère, son père, sa mère ou sa sœur.
And this is a request from my side for you all young students to be vigilant. Vigilant to be from the political views, because they are the political ideas which gives in our mind that there is religion. This religion is more high than this. So you all students, you are young, you have the capability to think what is good and what is bad, and not to go into the trap of the political ideas or the economic ideas of the country.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you. Okay. Vous voulez dire quelque chose, monsieur?
Nous remercions monsieur Ogovi.
So I would like to thank you, Mr. Thierry Oubey.
Il a essentiellement mis l'accent sur ce point. Dieu n'a jamais demandé à personne de haïr son prochain. Toutes les religions prônent l'amour du prochain.
I would like to thank Mr. Justice Thierry Ogobe. He rightly pointed out that God never told us to kill our neighbor. He always asked us to love one another. So religions were not made to divide people. They in essence should unite us all as humans.
Dieu partout prône l'amour de l'autre. Et l'amour entraîne la tolérance.
God everywhere talks of love, and love is something that makes us tolerant of the other.
Et ce qu'il faut retenir, c'est la coexistence pacifique en ce qui concerne leur vie.
And that is what we have to understand. It is peace what religion teaches.
C'est une grande chance pour vous aujourd'hui, pour nos enfants, nos frères, nos sœurs, d'avoir ce message. Ce message d'amour et de paix.
It is a big lesson for all of us to learn today. The lesson, the message of peace and love.
Le souhait, c'est de cultiver ces valeurs-là.
it is important that we cultivate these understanding, these values, we inculcate these values in us.
Vous serez les acteurs de paix à cette condition.
Under these conditions, we would be the agents of change, a change for better. We would be the agents for peace.
Bien, comme nous avons 4 sujets de discussion, je vais rapidement demander à mes collègues ici présents s'ils ont un mot à placer et très rapidement. Je ne sais pas s'il faut donner l'autorisation aux élèves de poser des questions. Éventuellement, nous avons 1h30 pour les 4 sujets.
Ça serait à la fin.
C'est à la fin. D'accord, ok, merci. Ok, merci.
Now, as we have 4 topics of discussion, I would like to move the debate to our next speaker. Who will? It would. We can announce, ma'am. We can announce. He would speak on this. He's, I think, more comfortable there.
Would you like to speak? Thank you, sir. Now we invite Honorable Mr. Justice Carl Alexander, Judge State Law Court, Sao Paulo, Brazil, to come and address the students. Come.
Just put it here, just to know the time. Well, good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to greet all the honorable judges that are here on the table, especially Mr. Mr. Justice Akakpovi Gamato, President of the Supreme Court of Togo. Je vous salue pour la présidence de la table. I would like also to greet Mr. Justice Thierry Ogobi from the High Court of Justice in Benin. Oui, je vous salue aussi, monsieur, pour le Benin. Et à la fin, I would like to also to greet the Justice Concetta Grillo from Italy. Benvenuta al tavolo. Well, yeah, okay. So, as you know, I'm come from Brazil, but I'm not going to speak here about football, yeah? We're going to talk about other things, other more important things after the conference. If you want, we can do it. Okay. So, I'm going to talk to you about this coexistence of religions and peace, trying to show you the example of Brazil. That is, what it happens in Brazil, showing Brazil as an example of peaceful living of different races, cultures, and religions. It's an example that is very important for the world. Yeah? In the world, in the situation that we have a lot of conflicts and wars because of religion. Well, I'm going to talk to you a little bit background of Brazilian history just to make you understand how the land was built. Yeah, maybe you know it from the school. Yeah, but Brazil was discovered in 1500. That is 1500 in the year, by the Portuguese navigator Pedro Álvares Cabral. Yeah, at that time, Portugal was the great power of the world. Yeah, because they dominated the art of navigation. and thus they could control great part of the world trade. Yeah. Portuguese have found several new cities along the African coast, from Morocco through Guyana, Angola, or South Africa and Mozambique. Yeah. According to the traditional reports of history, Brazil would have been discovered accidentally. Yeah, when Portuguese looked for finding the way to the Indies, to here, through the Southern Atlantic Ocean, yeah, considering that the named Cape of Good Hope in South Africa had already been discovered some years before by another Portuguese navigator, yeah, 12 years before, in 1488. So Portugal aimed to be able to trade spices from India to Europe directly, of course, in order to have more profits from it. Yeah. After that, Portugal also set up some settlements in Asia, such as Goa here in India, Macau in China, and Portugal also reached Japan and Indonesia. Yeah. Well, and what was the native population and the original religion of Brazil? Yeah. The native population of Brazil was called the Indios. Yeah. Why Indios? Because of Indian. Yeah. Because Portuguese thought they had already found a way to the Indies. Yeah. When they got to the Brazilian coast, they saw that population, and they started calling them Indios because they thought at first they had reached here. Yeah. And what was their original religion? Yeah. The original religion, like many other Native American, was a kind of animism, we call. Animism, it comes from anima. Anima means soul in Latin language. Yeah. Why so? Because they believed in the powers of Mother Nature and other spirits and deities. Yeah. Animism denotes the belief in spirits that reside in every part of nature, mountains, river, plants, animals. And also every natural phenomenon, like thunder, lightning, is associated with such spirits. That's why they used to conceive life. Well, trade was the main goal of the Portuguese, by settling in the new discovered lands in America. However, a secondary goal was to bring their religion, Christianity, to the Indians. Yeah. So this process is known as catechization. Yeah? The Jesuits, that belonged to a Christian order, started teaching the Indians the principles and doctrine of the Catholic Church, mainly the belief in only one God, because, as you might know, it's a monotheistic religion. Meanwhile, during these centuries, a lot of Portuguese immigrated to the new land Brazil, contributing to the spread of the Catholic faith all along the country. Yeah. So, besides these two contributions, that I spoke, the original Indians, the Christianity that came from Europe, we had also another contribution in forming the Brazilian people, the Brazilian faith. It was the African contribution. Yeah. A lot of African people were brought to Brazil to work as slaves. Yeah, something that is unthinkable nowadays. Yeah, and these Africans, they had their own polytheistic religion. Yeah, and it's very similar to those ones for the native Brazilians, but with other principles. Yeah, these religions was known also as Umbanda and Candomblé. And they are still alive in many areas of Brazil, mostly in northeast, in where the Bahia state. Yeah. At that time, slavery existed because the main aim of the Portuguese was exploiting Brazilian natural resources. Wood at first, it was the pau-brasil, then sugarcane plantation, and afterwards gold and precious stones. Yeah. Well, Brazilian has got its independence from Portugal in 1822. Yeah, that is almost 200 years ago. And it was the only country in America to have a monarchy system that existed until 1889, when Republic was proclaimed. During monarchy, it was this period of almost 70 years, the state had an official religion, that was the Catholicism. Yeah. But after the Constitution of the Republic, the first one, in 1891, Catholicism was not the official religion anymore in Brazil. And Brazil got to be a secular state. That is, a state officially neutral in matters of religion. And it keeps until today. And what's the situation nowadays in Brazil? Brazilian people was built of the mixing of these three elements: original cultures and religions, native Indians, Europeans and Africans. As we have seen, each one had his own original beliefs. Yeah, but we achieved to mix most of them to form a culture, unity of culture and also of beliefs. Yeah, and nowadays most of the Brazilian population, we are about 200 millions. It's the same population as the Uttar Pradesh state here. I've learned it some days ago. It's the same population. But among this population, we have 87% of Christians. Yeah. If from those 87% of Christians, from which 65 are Catholic and 22 Protestants. Yeah. But it makes, even if it's 65% Catholic, it makes us, Brazil, the biggest Catholic country in the world. We have the hugest Catholic population of the world. After this, we have also 2% that are spirits, for spiritism, 8% that declared no religion, and 3% from other religions like Muslims, Jews, Buddhists, etc. Yeah. Nevertheless, the number of different religions, there is a passive living and tolerance with people of different ways of thinking and races. Brazilian constitution guarantees the freedom of faith or religion, and I think Brazil is an example for the world in this issue.
Monsieur Botter, vous avez encore 5 minutes.
Hein?
5 minutes. Vous avez encore 5 minutes.
Ah oui, mais je suis en train de finir. C'est pas le... So I was telling you that Brazilian constitution guarantees the freedom of faith or religion, and Brazil is an example in this issue. Yeah, because there is Brazil is a kind of proof that it's possible living with people that have different faiths, different ways of thinking, in peace. Yeah. Each individual has his own freedom of conscience, and it must be respected and tolerated by the other ones, so that society will live in peace and develop, bringing welfare to the entire population. Yeah. Unfortunately, one sees all around the world conflicts and wars because of different beliefs and religions, as Honorable Mr. Judges Ogilvy had already told you, and you already know. This situation must change, and that's why it's very important the whole of education, and education of peace, and that's why we're here discussing all these days, making this conference, and you're also here to hear it again, to reflect, and until you understand it well. As you might know, the Charter of UNESCO of 1945 stipulates that since wars begin in the minds of men, it's in the minds of men that defenses of peace must be constituted. Peace education has thus a fundamental role in this process, but by teaching universal values concerning human rights, moral values of tolerance, respect, and understanding other cultures and religions, in order to avoid conflicts, violence, and wars. Yeah. The great Italian educator Maria Montessori, whose name is carried by your school, could understand the importance of teaching values of universal peace to her students. As you might know, she said, establishing lasting peace is the work of education. Yeah? So I would like to finish this short speech by congratulating the other honorable judges present in this panel. I would like also to thank all the students for their interest and the audience. Wishing you a very happy and useful future in behalf of helping to spread the culture of peace, not just in India, but all around the world. So thank you and congratulations.
Merci, Monsieur Botin.
Thank you, sir.
There is a CD to be shown. Be shown the CD. Yes, yes. 2 minutes for a presentation and then we can go, okay? Thank you very much for this invited me to the conference, and I thanks judge of the Court of Justice Benin, Justice to Togo and Justice to Brazil, and thanks to the teacher and the organization, the 16th conference, and above all your students. I embrace you all. I'm Concetta Grillo. I'm an honorary judge in the Session Criminal in the Reggio Calabria. And when the first degree in law, the second degree in criminologist, I did a thesis in juvenile deviance and social reintegration and resocialization treatment in community Villa Antonia, Roccavaldina, Messina, in Sicily. Now you will see a documentary for 3 stories of students like you that committed a crime. The first story is a crime to theft in apartment, crime in apartment. The second story is a sexual abuse, and the third story is a trafficking international of marijuana with his family. The age is the boy is like you, 60 years, and this boy to became working to resocialization with the work in a farm, to handcraft and the boy psychologic and pedagogic work. Because in Italy there is an institute to, the name is Messa alla Prova by probation, and the boy not to in prison but in a community, and this work to resocialization and reintegration in the community. Thank you. You view the documentary. Thanks.
Merci, Madame, pour votre brillante et succincte intervention.
Thank you, ma'am, for the short speech. And now we would have a documentary.
Children, we are going to watch 3 stories just now, and what had happened in an apartment in Italy. What she's going to show you that.
Il centro polifunzionale dell'Antonia è una struttura messa a disposizione da privati e situata nella provincia di Messina, nel comune di Roccavaldina, è composta da edifici di circa 1000 metri quadrati di superficie e di circa 4 ettari di terreno pianeggiante. progetto globale della cooperativa prende avvio dalla consapevolezza, ormai sperimentata positivamente da anni, che la libertà di spazi aperti ha una duplice funzione rispetto al percorso educativo del ragazzo. Da un lato il rapporto diretto con la natura in una sorta di pet therapy di comunità, dall'altro un momento di riflessione interna lontana dagli ambienti che spesso sono stati portatori di valori negativi, abuso di sostanze, alcol, violenza, abuso sessuale, eccetera. Il modello operativo proposto, a supporto del lavoro emotivo, prevede come parte integrante dell'attività terapeutica le esperienze pratiche e lavorative. I ragazzi, sotto la guida di personale esperto, sono responsabili dell'andamento della casa. Dei lavori agrozootecnici e dei lavori di restauro di mobili, in quanto si è notato quanto sia importante il lavoro per ancorare i ragazzi al principio della realtà e renderli consapevoli delle proprie capacità e quindi responsabilizzarli. Pertanto grande attenzione viene posta al rispetto dei tempi e degli impegni assunti da un locale. Infatti per l'equipe la persona accolta non è un contenitore vuoto da riempire a piacimento, ma un essere competente che ha bisogno di aiuto per poter riconoscere i suoi reali bisogni e le sue effettive capacità. Siamo con il responsabile della comunità, il dottor Augusto Arrotta, che è psicopedagogista, al quale chiediamo come opera la comunità di Roccavaldina.
La nostra è una comunità che accoglie all'interno di un gruppo i ragazzi, quindi chiaramente tutta l'accoglienza viene inserita all'interno di un gruppo terapeutico che è molto importante, perché ogni ragazzo si presenta non tanto per il reato, tanto per il bisogno che ha, e prima che il ragazzo si presenti ascolta tutti gli altri ragazzi che ci sono nel gruppo, che gli parleranno di sé, delle nostre esperienze, del rapporto che hanno con noi, con la verità che hanno oggi acquisito, dai valori che hanno e dei principi che rispetto a prima non potevano mettere in atto. Quindi ogni ragazzo viene accolto dallo stesso gruppo che si presenta. Questa è la chiave magica che ci mette in un ingresso di salvezza anche per il ragazzo stesso.
Quindi avviene una sorta di elaborazione del reato commesso e poi una risocializzazione anche all'esterno, oltre che una rivalutazione di quella che è la propria persona. Ci spieghi un attimo come avviene questo passaggio all'interno della psiche del minore?
Chiaramente dopo un aggancio forte sia col gruppo anche con gli educatori che seguono direttamente il ragazzo, quindi si fa un progetto individualizzato con i servizi, quindi una messa alla prova, per andare a rivedere il vissuto, l'elaborazione di un vissuto che può essere di abuso, che può essere un trauma, un lutto, quindi dopo l'elaborazione si progetta anche un reinserimento sociale. A noi abbiamo anche dei gruppi appartamento dove ci permettono di trovare un lavoro, un reinserimento, anche una casa nuova gestita da loro stessi con la supervisione ogni 15 giorni dagli educatori per poter reinserirsi in un contesto nuovo.
Ci faccia un esempio concreto di un ragazzo che entra qui in relazione ad un determinato tipo di reato, che attraverso un percorso all'interno della comunità esce, quindi la risocializzazione è un'esperienza lavorativa.
Ma penso a Fabrizio che era stato accusato di un reato che non aveva mai fatto, è riuscito a poter dire il nome, a poter andare contro un sistema familiare, a poter dire la sua e poter risolvere un problema che prima non poteva dire a nessuno.
Come si è inserito Fabrizio all'interno della società?
Il reato era d'abuso, che lui non aveva manco commesso. Il reinserimento è stato difficile perché tutto il quartiere e tutta la zona non poteva mai accettarlo. Nel tempo lui stesso è riuscito a far pace prima con sé e poi con tutto il quartiere, però è stato aiutato anche da noi e insomma è andato a vivere anche in altri posti oltre il stesso quartiere.
Che cosa l'ha spinta a fare questo lavoro? Che cosa continua a spingerla nel credere nella comunità e a credere soprattutto nella risocializzazione di questi ragazzi?
Questo non è un mestiere, questo per me diventa un modo di essere, una vocazione. Non si aiuta se non si è aiutato, quindi è un discorso abbastanza forte interno, e quindi credo che non sia soltanto un mestiere come così, una professionale così, è una forte vocazione di vita, un'esperienza di vita.
La violenza genera violenza di chi entra qui all'interno ed esce con la condizione che chi è stato aiutato potrà aiutare gli altri.
La violenza viene affiancata anche dal perdono, e qui i ragazzi imparano a perdonare.
Qui con noi c'è un ragazzo di 16 anni che convenzionalmente chiameremo Federico. Federico, come mai sei qui?
Un anno fa ho commesso un reato e mi hanno portato in questa comunità. Vengo da Siracusa e ho 16 anni.
Raccontaci un po' la tua storia.
All'età di 14 anni mi hanno arrestato la prima volta, dopo una settimana sono uscito e poi subito dopo aver fatto i 15 anni mi hanno arrestato sempre per lo stesso reato e dopo aver passato 2 comunità mi hanno portato in questa comunità, qui a Vill'Antonio.
Qual era il reato che hai commesso?
Furto e scasso in appartamento.
Questo a 14 anni?
Sì, e 15 pure.
Lo stesso reato?
Lo stesso reato, sì.
E poi qual è stata la pena che ti hanno dato, che hanno attribuito?
Ho fatto 9 mesi di misura cautelare e poi per scelta mia ho scelto la messa alla prova, l'ho richiesta al giudice e il giudice me l'ha accettata.
Come ti trovi?
Qui a casa mia.
Raccontaci, che cosa fai?
La mattina mi sveglio, preparo la colazione per i ragazzi che abitano qui, poi lavoro non tutta la giornata, diciamo fino all'1, e cucino per i miei compagni. Poi vado a scuola.
Che classe fai?
Il secondo superiore, in un istituto commerciale. Vado a scuola e poi torno la sera. Torno la sera e diciamo cucino di nuovo, poi mi vedo un po' di televisione, dopo mangiare, faccio le preghiere, le mie cose abituali, la doccia, tutte queste cose e vado a correre.
Senti, e il rapporto con gli operatori?
Gli operatori, diciamo che con ogni operatore crei un rapporto diverso. Dipende dall'età, dal rapporto che crei. Un operatore può essere come se fosse uno zio, un operatore come un fratello maggiore, un operatore come un padre, alcune operatrici come madre o sorelle.
Raccontaci la storia della tua famiglia.
Mio padre fa il preside, mia madre è la cancelliera, ora non stanno più insieme, diciamo. E abbiamo avuto pure noi, come penso tutte le famiglie, dei problemi.
Senti, che cos'è che ti ha spinto a commettere questi reati?
La solitudine. Diciamo che ci sono momenti in cui una persona si sente tanto sola e si aggrappa ad altre cose, che può essere la droga, la strada, e ne hai bisogno. E i bisogni si devono soddisfare, come una persona ha bisogno di mangiare o di dormire.
Quindi questa solitudine ti ha spinto a commettere questi reati?
Sì, ogni persona secondo me sceglie proprio quello che fa. Non si dà la colpa agli altri, non si parla di colpa, la responsabilità è mia. Ho scelto io di fare quello che ho fatto. Però non lo rimpiango, perché sono qui e scopro cose che non avrei mai più scoperto.
Quali sono queste cose che tu non hai trovato nella tua vita a casa o nella tua vita a Siracusa?
Me stesso. Ho scoperto quello che sono, perché non avrei mai pensato di essere così come sono ora.
E tu come ti senti adesso?
Gioisco nel vedermi così. Ho scoperto che posso aiutare gli altri, ho scoperto che ho dei sentimenti e li devo estrarre. Ho scoperto che sono bravo a fare tante cose, come a cucinare, a fare il pane, parlare con i ragazzi, parlare con gli operatori. Ho scoperto il mio corpo, tutto.
Cosa vuoi fare da grande?
Diciamo che mi piacerebbe tanto aiutare i ragazzi che sono come me.
Il secondo ragazzo convenzionalmente lo chiamiamo Johnny, di 19 anni, di Niscemi in provincia di Caltanissetta. Ciao Johnny.
Ciao.
Raccontaci un po' della tua storia.
Beh, la mia storia inizia quando avevo 17 anni. Là ho fatto l'abuso a mio cugino, che aveva 6. Poi è successo che ho fatto del male, che io vendevo anche sostanze, stupefacenti come fumo, erba, su queste cose. Poi ho anche bevuto whisky pesanti e da là ho cominciato essere un'altra persona, più un mostro, bisogna dire, perché non ce la facevo nemmeno, facevo se danni, ero una persona molto brutale.
Quando sei entrato qua?
Il 19 luglio.
Del 2010?
Sì.
E senti, qual è la tua storia prima di questo reato che hai commesso? Che cosa è successo nella tua infanzia?
Ma mi hanno abusato anche.
Chi?
Mio cugino.
Era più grande di te?
Sì, 17 anni.
E tu quanti ne avevi?
Io ne avevo 14.
E che cosa è successo?
In pratica è successo che eravamo a una festa, eravamo, e lui ha detto ciao, facciamo sesso, ho detto no, non mi va a me. E lui sempre come mi vedesse, mi disse sì, lo facciamo, con la mia convinzione l'abbiamo fatto.
E questa cosa è successa altre volte?
Sì, 3 volte, con mio cugino un'altra volta 2. Poi con altri 2 io sempre che fumavo, bevevo, non capivo di niente. Che queste persone se mi attiravano, che a me mi piacciono anche i maschi, mi piacciono.
Senti, adesso come ti trovi qui?
Io moltissimo bene, perché qua vengono bene tutti i miei compagni, sono una persona positiva, non negativa, non bevo da 9 mesi, sono una persona che posso avere il mio futuro.
Quindi sei contento di aver
Io
fatto
contentissimo sono qua
questa
dentro.
esperienza qui all'interno
Certo.
della comunità? Cosa vuoi fare da grande?
Io in campagnolo sono insegnato.
Abbiamo un altro ragazzo che convenzionalmente chiamiamo Nino, di 19 anni, di Messina. Allora Nino, ci racconti la tua storia?
Io piantavo la marijuana per fare dei soldi, perché avevo problemi di soldi, e mi hanno arrestato.
Quanti anni avevi?
17.
Cosa fai qui?
Dopo un po' che sono stato accolto in comunità, ho poi la responsabilità di un settore che restavo, che me la porto avanti, mi piace lavorare.
Come ti trovi qui?
Benissimo, perché qua sono accolto bene e sto facendo un'altra esperienza, lavoro, faccio il servizio civile, un'altra comunità.
Senti, i rapporti con la tua famiglia?
I rapporti con la mia famiglia non ce l'avevo tanto bene, che con mia mamma non avevo un rapporto di mamma, ma come un'amica.
E tuo padre?
Mio padre è venuto quando mi hanno arrestato 2 o 3 volte e poi non ci è venuto più.
Quindi questa esperienza nella comunità per te è stata importante?
Certo, perché mi ha fatto crescere da tanti punti che ero piccolo. E sono contento perché una comunità così bella non l'avevo trovato mai.
L'esperienza della comunità per minori serve a dare loro la speranza per il futuro, la voglia di crescere, abbracciando le regole, a volte sconosciute, ad apprezzare la società, in una sola parola, a mettere le ali per volare da soli.
Merci madame. Je crois que nos élèves ont bien apprécié le documentaire. Bien, sans plus tarder, nous allons passer à d'autres sujets. the question now. Okay. You can. Nous vous donnons la parole pour vos questions par rapport au sujet développé. Nous sommes disposés à vous répondre. Merci.
He now invites all of you to speak and to pose questions on all the topics that we have discussed here, and they all are there to respond to your questions. Yeah, you can come here. You can come.
Mr. Carlos. Huh? Honorable Mr. Justice Carlos.
Alexander, sir.
Mr. Terry. Mr. Terry.
Yeah, Terry. Ogubi, you can say. Ogubi.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please.
Un peu de silence, s'il vous plaît.
Please, we would like to have silence in the room so she can ask a question and you can listen to the answer. Please maintain the decorum of this. Please.
My question is to Honorable Mr. Justice Carlos Alexander. Sir, my question is, what are the ways to promote peace and harmony amongst ourselves, though we are highly devotional? What are the ways to promote peace and harmony amongst ourselves, though we are highly devotional?
Elle a posé cette question que nous sommes des Indiens sont très religieux. Comment on peut développer la paix en Inde parce qu'on suit tant de religions. Il y a beaucoup de diversité en ce qui concerne les religions en Inde.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. Thank you. You can sit. Thank you for the question. I think the answer is already in what we have said, and that you children have to understand how to develop peace and harmony. Yeah, since we have a lot of religions, you just have to understand that the main thought of any religion is love. Yeah. We have, all religions were made to make you understand that you have to love each other. Yeah, you have to treat each other well. Yeah, I haven't said this, but in my exposition. But since the ancient Romans, yeah, you know the Roman civilization, they had a very important law. It was the Roman law that is the basis of many Western countries. Since the Romans, they had some 3 law principles, and these principles were: the first one, to live honestly, that is honeste vivere, alterum non ledere, not to offend other ones, and at least suum cuique tribuere, that is to give each other what it has to be given. So if you have these 3 basic principles that were written a lot of centuries ago. Yeah, I'm talking about almost 2,000 years. Yeah, if you try to apply all these principles and treating each other, yeah, in a peaceful way, a loveful way, in a harmony way, there are no cause for conflicts and wars and things like that. And that's why we're here, because it's very important that you understand all the things is in what we call the peace education. Yeah, because if you don't start this work with you, children, it's very difficult for one who had lived many, many years in a very complicated context, learn it when he's very old. We have to start from the beginning, and the beginning are you. So that's what I think about it. Thank you for the question.
Honorable Sir, Mr. Thierry, my question is to you that as you said that we should follow one religion to live in harmony, then but you don't think that if we follow one religion or the religion is banned, so there would be a chaos all around the world if no one follows religion?
Elle va poser sa question à Justice de Bénin. Et elle pose cette question que vous avez dit dans votre discours que si on a seulement un religieux, ce serait mieux. Le monde serait en paix, mais elle doute que si on bannit toutes les autres religions, et dans le monde, il y a le chaos sans la religion.
Bon, au fait, elle n'a peut-être pas bien compris ce que j'ai dit. On ne peut pas bannir toutes les religions. C'est comme si on ne peut pas bannir toutes les opinions. Chacun a son opinion. Mais peut-être que je n'ai pas mis l'accent sur le fait que la différence est une richesse. La différence est une richesse. L'autre est différent de moi, je peux apprendre de lui. Je suis différent de lui, il peut apprendre de moi. Allez-y.
It seems like that she has rather misunderstood what I had said when I had said that all religions don't have to follow a single religion. In a sense, differences is something good. I talk about that differences of opinion lead to diverse views, and when we have differences, I can learn from you and you can learn from me. So what I had said was in that sense.
Est-ce que j'ai répondu? Il faut lui demander. Est-ce qu'elle est contente?
If you're satisfied with the response, you understood what was his idea.
Et le chairman va compléter.
Oh, oui. Oui, je voudrais souligner ceci pour dire que les instruments internationaux, les instruments juridiques internationaux que la plupart de nos pays ont intégrés dans nos constitutions prônent la liberté religieuse.
I would like to highlight here that most countries in their constitution recognize the plurality of religions. We accept all religions.
Cela veut dire que vous, dans vos maisons déjà, et ici, vous avez cette chance d'apprendre que la tolérance en la matière doit être de règle.
Here, I would like to tell you, all of you, at your homes and in schools, learn that it is tolerance that is at the heart of every religion.
La religion se propose, on ne l'impose pas.
Religion is something that you accept. It is not something imposed on you.
Cela veut dire que nous partons d'ici avec cette idée d'être ambassadeurs pour transmettre les mêmes idées ailleurs, pour une société paisible.
I would like to say that we leave this conference room with the same ideas. We become ambassadors of these ideas to be tolerant in order to have a peaceful society.
So you children, just to make it very, very clear, The most important thing is to know that all human beings are different. Yeah, I like soccer, for instance. You like cricket. Yeah, there are others that like rugby. We won't fight for that. That's the same for religion. Why? Because religion is something that is inside of our head, of our soul, what we think. So you don't have to fight for that. And you have to respect the other one. If you believe, for instance, in a God, other one believe in just a lot of gods, and other one also doesn't believe in any God at all. You have to respect them. Yeah, there are also people who decide not to have a religion. You cannot just say, "Oh, he's atheistic. He doesn't believe in anything. He must believe." No, you have to feel yourself happy and believe what you think is to believe. Yeah, and tolerate, respect other people who think differently from you. If you don't have this tolerance towards other people who think different from you, we won't arrive to any other place. Yeah? You here, you're from India, you are 1,200,000 Indian inhabitants. That are too much people. Of course, you have all this richness of culture, of religions, and you're not supposed to have just one or make everybody think like the same. That's why most of the modern states, as I have said, are secular. That is, they divide politics and religion, also in order to avoid all these conflicts, all these wars. Yeah? What's religion? You have to think it belongs to me, to my soul, what I think. Politics is something different. But in both cases, it's very important that you tolerate and respect other opinions just by argumentating, not fighting or making war. That's it, what I'd like to.
Honorable Mr. Justice Thierry from Benin, my question is to you. Do you think that it is important to forego our religion and have a single religion?
En fait, c'est une répétition de question. It's the same question that girl asked. Elle va aussi sachez que si c'est possible d'avoir une religion.
Bon, au fait, la chose n'est pas possible. On ne peut pas avoir une seule religion, puisque chacun a son opinion. Moi, je peux croire à ceci. Lui peut croire à l'autre. Donc, on ne peut pas avoir la même opinion, même dans une même famille. Oui, voilà. Dans une même famille, déjà, on ne peut pas avoir une seule opinion. Et dès lors qu'on n'a pas une seule opinion, quelqu'un croit en Dieu, d'autres ne croient pas. L'autre dit, j'irai prier, l'autre dit, j'irai manger. Expliquez. On ne peut pas. Mais l'idéal est que je puisse respecter ta religion et que tu puisses respecter ma religion ou ma croyance. Vice versa.
The simple answer to your question would be we can't have a single religion. As he also pointed out, he likes football, we like cricket. He respects something else, we respect something else. But in essence, what the idea is to respect one another. He gave us the example of India. We are such a big population. Do you imagine that all of you can have the same beliefs? All human beings are different. They have their own opinions. Here the idea is to, like if I have a difference of opinion with you, I try to understand you. The same goes for religion, the same goes for politics. You try to have an interaction, a positive interaction, and you don't fight. Okay, so it's not possible to have a single religion, and he says it that it is not possible to have a single religion, but you can surely develop respect for all religions. You follow one religion and...
1 minute. J'ai dit one humanity, one God. I don't say one humanity, one religion. One humanity, one God. That's no one religion.
Children, please, just to make it clear and to finish this subject. United Nations Charter guarantees as a fundamental human right the freedom of religion, as the Chief Justice from Togo remembered us. Almost all the constitutions also assign this fundamental right. It's a human right. Freedom of religion, freedom of opinion, freedom of speech. So it belongs everything. The way you want to think is just your way. You have the freedom to think what you want in behalf of religion, politics, economics, social life, etc. You have this right. That's a fundamental right, human right. And that's why, if you don't recognize this right, that's why we had a lot of conflicts all over the world. Not just because of the religion, because of politics also. Since a few times ago, we had two different currents, by two superpowers of the world, that thought differently politically, and it was cause of a lot of wars, So, what is important is this: you have always to struggle to defend this basic human right, that is the freedom of religion, of speech and opinion, that it's assigned in the United Nations in the most constitutions of democratic worlds like India and Brazil and many others. So we have to fight for it, but fight in a good sense, that is to make it effective, and always, and if you understand this fundamental right, that is the freedom of speech, freedom of opinion, you will naturally find yourselves capable of understanding, tolerating the other ones. So, if I like, for instance, the naan bread, and my neighbor likes the roti bread, I won't fight with him for that. That's my opinion. That's his opinion. The same for everything in life, for religion, for politics, etc. Okay? Thank you.
Oui.
My question is from Honorable
S'il vous
Justice.
plaît, attendez, je vais préciser ce point.
Please
Oui.
wait for a minute.
Vous m'excusez? Oui, je n'ai pas très bien compris. C'est en anglais, mais je ne sais pas. Voilà, exactement. Tout à fait, exactement. Bien, pour ajouter à ce que mes prédécesseurs ont dit, nous n'avons pas peut-être eu le temps de débattre du quatrième sujet qui a trait law, courts and religion. Loi, les tribunaux et les religions. Si deux personnes sont en conflit et comparaissent devant les tribunaux, les juges ne vont pas s'embarrasser de l'appartenance religieuse de l'une ou l'autre. Les deux personnes ou les deux parties sont égales devant la loi et devant les tribunaux. Voilà rapidement ce que je pourrais dire par rapport aux relations pouvant exister entre les religions et la loi, les tribunaux. Merci.
To add to what my predecessor said, I would give you the example because we didn't actually have the time to discuss the fourth topic under consideration, that was law, courts and religion. So if there are two parties who go to a judge and they have a dispute, in the eyes of the judge under a secular state, the both parties are treated as equal, their religious beliefs do not matter. So before the law courts, all the religions are equal. That is how I would like to answer your question rapidly. Law courts don't distinguish between religions.
My question is for Honorable Justice Ms. Grill from Italy. Good evening, ma'am. My name is Sufyan from Ashrafabad campus. Ma'am, as we have seen the videos of that guys. My question is that how can our schooling better reflects that UNICEF's approach will be able to function as zones of peace where child could be safe from the conflict from the community in the community? How can our schooling better reflect UNICEF's approach that it will be able to function as zones of peace where child could be safe from the conflict in the community?
parlo in italiano, tu traduci. Ok? I speak Italian because it's very difficult for me to speak English. La scuola è molto importante perché attraverso di essa si instaurano quelli che sono i rapporti che sono indispensabili per avere dei valori nell'ambito della gestione dei rapporti umani.
She said the school, it is very important because it maintains the relation of the normal people to the people who are staying in that school which we have seen in the video.
You will view in the documentary the problem to the boys. It's not to Valerie because he doesn't have family, because the solitude it's a most problem for her, and then to becoming and to commit the crime for because not valor, not religion, not human, without human valor, human religion, and we alone in your life. And then becoming to resocialization and the help to the person with the psychology and the word and the work, it's to becoming in the reintegration to the society. But this is very important because the religion, the peace, the human value, it's the basis for your future. Okay? Thank you.
With the permission of the chairperson. So, how do you plan to create uniformity of international law enforcement between the developed and the developing countries? Because most of the laws formed today are by the developed countries.
Could you please repeat?
Yeah, sure.
It's to Monsieur le Président.
It can be answered by anybody. It's a general question.
It's an open question. Anyone of you can answer.
How do you plan to create uniformity of international law enforcement between the developed and the developing countries when most of the laws framed today are by the developed countries?
La question c'est que comment on peut avoir un monde, un gouvernement des lois pour tous les pays qui sont égaux, parce qu'aujourd'hui on voit qu'on vit dans un monde où la plupart des lois internationales sont fabriquées par les pays développés.
I could stand to answer. As you might know, the Security Council of the United Nations that we have now is the same as the world situation after the Second World War, that is in 1945. Yeah? We're talking about 70 years ago. Yeah? And this 70 years ago, of course, the world had a lot of changes. Yeah? The world is not the same as it used to be before. Yeah? And this council, it was made by the winners of the war. Yeah? There were important countries at that time that didn't take part in it because they lost the war. For instance, Germany, Japan, or even Italy, yeah, they didn't take part in the council because they were the losers. Yeah. But what's the question now? After the 70 years, we have to change this Security Council of the United Nations. Without a change in this council, we won't be able to go forward. We won't be. Because formally, all countries are represented in the council. But, you know, there are the 5 biggest ones who are there and make the whole decisions. So the power of all the nations is not well represented there. We have to renovate